Hi guys, it's Blue Phoenix 387. I thought I wasn't going to show you this, but I'm going to show you a little bit. I got my Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta cell came in, and normally I wouldn't do this with just one hand and a camera, but I wanted to show you kind of what cells look like when they come packaged if you ever buy one. This one surprised me quite a bit. I haven't even looked at it yet, so you'll see my reaction pretty much, but this is much smaller than the Dragon Ball cell I showed you of Trunks and Goten. That cell was probably that much bigger, and that's because it's a movie cell. Might have been oversized, I wasn't sure, but yeah, a little bit tiny, but I still can't believe I bought this. I'm just absolutely, it's been one of the things I've wanted most is to buy a Vegeta cell. So anyway, this is what this looks like from this seller. They've used really good sturdy board and had it in bubble wrap. Usually I don't recommend if you sell cells. I'm kind of disappointed it was in this. I would have preferred it to have been in a flat cardboard mailer and then in plastic again, but one can't be choosy. This came from Italy. It was shipped in about 12 days. That's not bad. Really good considering where I got it from. So let's take a look. So when you are dealing with animation cells, see, even the slightest thing like that, you gotta take your time. You need an X-Acto knife. You need good lighting, and you need to take your time. Definitely. So, as you can see, the seller has, he boxed it, or she, pretty well. So I'm gonna work at this, and then I'll reveal it. Hang on a sec. See, there's even tape holding down the cell bag here along the side. Yeah, inspect this carefully. If you ever get a cell, it's your first cell, whatever, I'm giving you guys these tips if you get a cell, just to make sure you don't do anything to hurt it. Because they are an investment of sorts, and they're really special, because there's only one of them ever made. And, hang on, I can't wait. Okay guys, I'm able to get it off this board. That was really slow and I thought really boring. Okay, so this cell, you're about to see, it's in a cell bag, and let's turn it over. What is that, you might ask? It's the cell. I swear it is. But what the sellers usually do when they sell these, and notice I'm scooping it, they put it in backwards in the cell bag. And it's interesting to see this, because I didn't see it on the auction, but this cell was stuck. It was stuck. And I want to show you, this is a good example of what's happened. The drawing, or the Genga, can you see it? The kind of ghosting, hunting image of Vegeta there, right there, his face. That's not the cell. This is the back part of the cell where you can see all the painting. What's happened here is somebody's tried to unstick it, and thank goodness, looking at it, no paint has come off. But let's take a look. But the original background is with it. That's pretty sweet. I didn't think that would be there. I thought that was a copy. So that's cool. This is my first. Oh wait, I think it's my second background. I can't remember if my Ranma cell has it, but ooh, this is also an A12, so it's an A cell, which means it was drawn by one of the key animators. So it's a much better quality cell. And let's see what it looks like. Not this crappy with all the paper kind of stuck, but you can see what I'm talking about, guys. This can also be a bad thing for cells, because if the paper is stuck to the cell and you get it into a high humidity thing, you can get like paper molding issues. I might have to get this kind of looked after. This is probably why it was so cheap. Who cares though? Hang on a sec, I'll work it so that I can flip it around for you. Also, I'll show you, when taking out cells, like, it's okay to touch them, but not the paint. But do it with clean hands, dry hands. As you can see, this cell bag opens to the side here, and so I'm going to take it out. Hang on. Okay, guys, check it out. Isn't he gorgeous? Well, the cell anyway. Let's lift it up. So I've taken it out. These are so incredible when you get to see them up close. It's surreal to me to hold a piece of actual Dragon Ball or any anime that was done this way. It's just awesome. It's like owning a piece of the whole pie. And I was thinking about this when I went to go pick up this cell. Incredible that they were all together at one point, kind of, but now they've kind of been spread across, almost like the Dragon Balls. So if you ever want to bring them all together again, that's something really hard to do. But this cell, it gives you a great idea, shows you exactly what they look like, exactly how they were made, what they were for when cartoons and animation was done old school. The Japanese know what they're doing when it comes to doing animation cells. Just absolutely impeccable, the detail. Let's see. On this cell, you can see browning in his hair, like I was telling you about. They used the Xerox process, and you can see it right there, the brown versus the black, really well. And that chemical reaction or whatever happens in that ink toner, whatever they call it, is happening to this cell too. That's okay, but I've learned from the past, so I know that I can do a correction layer on this and make it the true black. But you can see what they do is they don't go like the full image. They do copy it, but they don't paint it all the way. See? Can you see? Oh, it's such bad glare. But what they do is they paint the background, obviously, and that looks like gouache or paint. I can see the brush marks, so it's just so great that I own the background of this. And then what they do is they lay the cell, sorry, I gotta take my time, on top. And can you see those holes there? That's the guide marks. And they film it just like that. Click. One piece of that anime. I guess I should comment on what this is from. This is from the sequence of Vegeta and Cell, when everybody knows the kind of blundering mistake Vegeta makes by allowing Cell to become perfect, and this is just after he's become perfect, you know, through all the whole, oh, I can't believe how powerful he is, and Krillin kicks him, and, you know, he felt a little bit, and falls back, and Trunks is like, oh my gosh, and anyway, this is when Vegeta finally gets to confront him, and they have their kind of talk about, you know, this is just when he's still high on his horse saying he's Super Vegeta, and it's just the height of his arrogance, the height of his I think the height of his depth of belief in himself, that he's legendary, that he's surpassed Goku. It's just, I love that I got the opportunity to buy this cell. Even though it's got some issues, it doesn't matter, because it's still a really great piece. The art is awesome. I mean, it's Super Saiyan, Super Vegeta. He's got the smirk going on, the full, you know, cockiness in his face, his hair, you know, it's great. It's not looking too derpy there. You know, some shots of Vegeta, he looks pretty funny. This is cue for Cel to insert example of what I'm talking about now. See, I told you. Yeah, he's in his Super Saiyan armor from the Cel Saga, and right here is just when he's crouching down and getting ready to charge Cell for the first attack on him. Yeah. Really, really great. My first Vegeta cell, too, so I feel kind of lucky to have gotten such a good cell for a really good price. Cells like these, back in the day when I wanted one really badly, they were hundreds. Some of them are still like that. If you want a Majin Vegeta cell, yeah, that commands high prices. The same thing with, like, you know, any key sequences, scenes, like, you know, anything to do with his death scene. Yeah, that's totally going to cost you some pretty penny. Or Broly cells, or, you know, I think when Goku first turned Super Saiyan, those command high prices still too. Anything, although I think the most expensive cell is definitely when Gohan is turning Super Saiyan 2 and fighting Cell for the first time like that, where he's like charging and he's got tears in his eyes kind of thing. Oh, incredible. Just the artwork on these. What else could I say about this cell? I just wanted to give you guys a glimpse of, you know, how incredible they are, and it's awesome to get to see, you know, what cells look like. Here's some of the painting detail. You can see, though, like, how the ink's coming through, but then again, here's his face of the Genga cell, the drawing, and oh, I wish I had the cell art piece that went with it, but what happens is they get stored, they get pressed, and stuck. So, that's pretty well on there, but it might not be impossible to get off. You can see, like, the layers they build up to do cell artwork. Anyway, I don't want to look at the ugly side. I want to look at the awesome side. It's got some marks on it, too, like, just, you know, fingerprints, dirt. It needs to be cleaned up. It needs to be looked after properly, but I will put it in storage for the moment until the day that I can totally afford to get it put back in a really nice frame. But when you store cells, again, get a cell bag, and what the seller did was right. You flip it over so that it doesn't stick to this paper, and then this is obviously not going to stick to the paper or the, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just so excited, or to the paint. So, yay! But one last look, guys. I don't like touching them more than I have to. I'll use some of the stones, too, at the end of this, of what the auction looked like, so you can see better detail. I will say, though, it has been an uncanny time for me, because I am getting a sister cell, yes, to this. I am getting, and if you're a cell collector, you understand even more. You can't pass up the opportunity because it's only a once-in-a-lifetime kind of opportunity, unless you kind of follow somebody around that's got the cell you want. Yeah, guys, I'm getting a cell of Vegeta from the Namek Saga, and he's in my favorite armor that Vegeta has, his Saiyan armor from Namek, when he is getting the, he's just gone back to the ship, and he's got it, and he says, oh, this is the older style, but it'll do. I love that. It's the armor he dies in. This is a second favorite, but definitely, I am ecstatic with this cell, and I guess I should tone it down a bit with how much I... Anyway, guys, I'll definitely review that cell when I get it. I'll leave you with some shots of this cell. As always, thank you so much for watching.